I've won and lost against the best. This old road's been a hell of a test. But I'm still driving, I ain't slowing down. There's rules I'd love to break and bend, mistakes I've made again and again. But I tell you this, my friends, I'm still around. I hit it hard, man, so far, man. No laying up, no holding back. Ain't afraid of nothing, it's a natural fact. I hit it long, man, till it's gone, man. Keep taking chances, living large. I hit it
hard. I love that part of the song.
It's the best.
It is. And, well, not to go off script, but Michael Hanger hit it a little hard this past weekend, I heard. Heard some stories. No?
This past weekend or 2 weekends ago? Maybe both? Maybe both.
But welcome back to Average Goats. This is Season 1, Episode 4. Very exciting show we have planned today. And how you guys doing today?
Good, Pappy. How are you, man?
Good.
Real good. Excited about the WGC. I like this event, I like the golf course.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sporting some new windburn, so the season is here. It's been breezy the last couple days outside, but I don't know what's more boring, the Honda Classic or literally watching paint dry. Not just the same, but the actual watch a wall of paint dry, because last week's tournament was boring. It was there was nothing exciting about it at all.
I suppose it's good that the men's college tournament was on, right? So people had something to watch, because it wasn't golf, really.
It was not golf, and I told you guys last week that I would have it on, and I tried. I tried to put it on, but I just kept flipping back to like True TV for the game, or maybe a break of games, and I watched some Impractical Jokers. I love that show, but the actual golf at the Honda was just boring.
Very poor.
It was.
So do you think that is somewhat because of the guys in the field, or just nobody exciting, nobody to kind of carry the load on TV, or you think that's just the play just wasn't that spectacular?
I think it has something to do with the schedule so packed and congested right now with all these big tournaments, and it was kind of the one people were taking off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was one of the weakest fields of the season so far.
Yeah.
Plus, you slap them up against opening weekend of March Madness, and it's like nobody's really watching.
Yeah. I mean, Aaron Wise had a good Thursday, Friday, and then what did he shoot, like 15 over next 2 days?
Yeah, I think he finished up -2 or -3.
Still got like T27, probably a nice payday, but.
So 40-year-old Matt Jones from Australia wins.
Big winner.
Big winner. You guys, what do you know about him? Can we call him Spud?
Why would you call him Spud?
Well, because he's married to Miss Idaho, right?
Oh, yeah. Well,
Idaho potato.
So I guess the best thing about Matt Jones winning was the pics of his wife floating around social media. Now that you say that, so.
What site were you
Miss
on?
Idaho, social media.
Oh, okay.
All over Twitter.
I didn't know if we had to put like a blur across our camera right now.
No.
Okay, good to know.
You know Twitter? You've heard of that, right?
No.
Not familiar?
No. What do you do on that?
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Waste time, probably. But, yeah, Matt Jones, big winner. Our best out of the 3 picks was Joel. And we'll have a update next week with yearly totals and everything like that. But
I think he did end a droughtless win streak that was like quite lengthy, like
7 years or 8 years, 2013.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's nothing against him, but I mean, even the course was kind of boring. Usually, Bear Trap is a little bit more exciting. It just wasn't really there.
Yeah.
They were actually talking about it on the one, kind of overrated.
You know
the
when
11th hole was giving players more problems. So
when they're talking about an Australian winning now every year on tour since like the '89 or sometime in the '80s, if that's the hot topic of the week, the golf was not great.
And it's not Adam Scott, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was it was just bad. And your picks were almost as bad.
They were not good. I mean, I was glad that Ricky made the cut, but if you're just going to blow up on the weekend, don't make the cut.
He says he's getting closer. He changed back to a game improvement club or a muscle back club from a standard blade, right, Joel?
Yeah, and he also had he switched to a blade putter too.
He's been messing with his putting.
Yeah, he switched putters to like a mallet type, and
so
then
that's
he went back.
That's some average goat shit right there, right? Because I always thought he was a really good putter. He was aggressive putter. He always hit the back of the hole. I liked his stroke. It was simple and real smooth looking. But when the rest of your game starts going south, you start looking at stuff, and now he's looking at his putting, and hopefully he gets back to a blade in the way he putted before, because I really liked it, and I just think He's
He was a
across
good
the board
putter
right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he
a good
was.
putter.
Yeah, I mean, if you're watching the Golf Channel and they're talking about putting, they're always talking about Ricky Fowler being one of the top few putters, you know, and he always had that, like you said, nice smooth little pop and right in the back of the hole.
There were some times where he'd run it by like 6 to 8 feet, but he was aggressive enough that he was confident that he can make that 6 to 8 footer coming back.
Oh,
too.
never misses a comebacker.
Nope.
So we move forward to this weekend. We got it on the TV in the background here. It's the World Match Play Championship, and we were talking about this before we started. We were all pretty excited about this tournament. I kind of like match play. It's totally different than stroke play, obviously, and I think it brings a wider cast of people in that can win it. And it's down in Austin. And what do you guys think of more events like this? And real quickly, too, they do the pod system now. When this first started, I remember Jeff Maggart. What do we think? Do we want to stick with this background music tone?
Should we let this one break in? I mean, he's calling right now.
Breaking news. Let him in.
Breaking news. I mean, we got a special guest
news
coming on the air here.
Hot off the press.
Michael Bauner, you're on Average Goats. We're doing great, thanks.
Been playing the club championship.
Yeah, so we want to hear all about it.
Bonner, walk us through the round, buddy.
Well, okay, start on one. I hit one right down the middle. Tried to stick one up. The pin was up front, so I hit it a little short, and it rolled back down in the sand trap. Didn't get it up and down, made bogey. Still okay, you know, not the end of the world. Make par on 2, make par on 3.
3, that's a good one.
Make par on 4. Get to 5, hit one in the water. Get pissed. Make a drop, hit one in the water again. Get pissed, get a drop, hit it in the sand, chunk one out, hit it on, and I took a 9. I'm out of the tournament.
Did you say a niner?
Niner.
Niner. Walkie-talkie?
So this is a par 5 with water left off the tee and then water up by the green on the right is what he's talking about.
Yeah. So that's my round, so I'm out of it there. So I say, fuck it. I probably shouldn't say that on this.
Nah, you're good.
No, you're good, man.
So I say, all right, I got to shoot some pins. So par 3's next, and stick one and make a birdie.
All right, that's a little bounce back.
Yeah, and then the next one's that par 450-yard par 4 into the wind.
Yeah. 8.
And I missed my par putt, make bogey. I got settled down, got in the round, made nothing bad, pars, bogeys, made one birdie.
So you were 5
and
over
then,
through
the back
like
9,
6.
I played good on the back 9, and I was 1 over par going into 18.
Oh, 18 jumped up and bit you again, didn't it?
So I'm 1 over par, playing pretty solid. Let's get it to the clubhouse, make par. I shoot, 37 and make it respectable. Instead, I hit a drive, crappy but in the fairway. Hit a next one short, right on a tight lie. So I got to go, and the pin's up front, right by the bunker. So I got to hit a flop shot, or I try and hit a flop shot. I don't have to. So I try and hit a Phil Mickelson flop shot and skull one in the water.
Yeah, right in the middle of the forehead, huh?
Oh, it happens
So
to the best of us.
so now I'm pissed. So I'm dropping. And I chip one up there, 6 feet, and 3-putted for an 8.
Three. Did I hear a 3-putt from 6 feet?
Yeah, you sure did.
Oh man.
That pin must have been really tight on that.
So trunk slamming, reaching for a drink at that point.
You know what? I got me a little Basil Hayden, lemon twist. I got my buddies here drinking a martini and vodka soda, gin and tonic.
Nice.
Perfect.
And so I'm going to just drink a lot today and tonight, and I'm going to hang out and have some fun.
What ended up winning it, Bonner?
They're still out there. They just finished up.
Did you get to
But
pick your
my
groups?
buddy here, Patrick Moynihan, finished birdie, and shot 75,
Wow.
even on the back. He had 5 birdies, solid, tee to green all day. Had a couple little shitty shots, a couple doubles, which he don't typically do.
So he's leader in the clubhouse.
Triple. No, yeah, he's leading the clubhouse. And some guy who won just made a 60-foot bomb, and he's jumping her all around and all happy. So if my buddy here, Patrick, loses by a stroke, we're gonna be a little upset.
Yeah. Well, good playing, Patrick.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Patrick is the Big Easy. I call him the Big Easy because he swings like Ernie Els.
Nice.
He's just smooth, dude, just smooth. Hits it like you guys. Hits it 40 yards by me every time. So I got to learn how to hit the ball farther.
You've been saying that for a while.
Ham-hocks, we've
Yeah, I
told
know,
you.
but
Yeah.
I ain't no good, man. You know, I played good. I played solid besides those two shitty holes, right? Take
Yeah, you're
two quads off the book, and I'm in the 70s, right?
right in it.
So, but that's golf, and that's amateur golf. That's average goats, right?
That's
Yeah,
average
that's
go
what we're all
golf.
about, man.
Happy as
So-
loves hearing about those 8 and 9s on the scorecard.
Happy, I need some help, buddy.
I'm sorry.
You there?
I felt bad and I didn't want to say anything after I heard 3-putt from 6 foot.
You know what? I was out of it by then. I, tried to scrape one in the hole and just jacked it up. But the 9 is what tore me apart. It was one of the easiest holes on the course. It's a birdie hole, par at worst, and I took a 9, and
Yeah.
so mentally I was toast. I'm in a mental midget, unfortunately.
Real quick though, this was day 2 of Club Championship. Can you just tell everybody where at?
At Talus Park in Naples, Florida. It's a Greg Norman Pete Dye design course, and a lot of water, pretty open, but a lot of water, and they had their greens running really nice. They rolled them, double cut them, and they were faster than I've ever played them, which was awesome.
That's fun.
I like fast greens.
Yeah, and it was just a great couple of days. The weather was perfect. Light wind for down here, really, and just a good time. Just unfortunately, didn't play the way I needed to play to keep myself in it.
Yeah. Sounds like you right there. Good day 1, just couldn't bounce back. So
Yeah, I was in it. I was 4 shots out. It was 75, 75, 77 were the leaders, and I shot 79. So I needed to kind of, play solid and play good, and unfortunately, couldn't do it. But whatever. There's always Yuki now. I'm ready for Yuki. I'm
Yeah,
prime
Yuki
and ready
golf,
for league
man.
to start.
it's starting to look great out there.
Yeah, greening up too.
So, well, you
All
enjoy
right, well,
enjoy
my
that
lunch just
basil.
came.
Enjoy the bourbon.
I'm gonna drink and I'm gonna eat, and then I'll talk to you guys later.
Sounds good, Bonner. Enjoy
Thanks,
that
Bonner.
bourbon.
See you, buddy.
Thanks. See ya.
Yeah.
So
That was fun.
that's kind of going back to the average goat's mindset, though, right?
Right.
When after he just made a 9 on hole 5, he's 5 over after that,
I'm going to shoot for pins now, he said.
and he's going to shoot for pins, and he birdies hole
Par-
6, a par 3, I
Yeah.
think. So he's only 4 over at that point in the entire round. Instead
Gotta
of like
keep going.
instead of like thinking like I can nickel and dime.
Hey, if I
this
could just
thing.
grind some
Yes.
bars the
Yeah.
rest of the way in, I'll be right in it. Maybe I'll
Yes.
kick in a birdie, luckily.
But he probably wasn't thinking that way. He was
Throwing
just thinking,
darts.
gotta go, gotta go, gotta
Well,
go.
what is it 7 or 8? Is that long par
7.
4? 7. That's a bear.
Yeah.
He was going from 79 to 68 in his head. He was shooting 68 and winning the trophy.
Hole 7 in there is like a 460-yard par 4, 470-yard par 4. It's
Into the
usually
wind,
plays
usually.
dead into the wind. And
It's
you're,
tough.
You're usually hitting a long iron or a rescue wood into that
I think
green.
I had driver 8 iron when we played there, January.
No wind.
Dormant grass.
Anyways, back to the
Rolled out
WGC.
385.
Got one of those JT rolls.
Back to the WGC match play. Anyways, did they play this event last year? They did not,
They
right?
did not.
Did not.
So Kistner won it in 19, I believe, correct?
Yeah, and the year before, I think he was runner up.
Yes.
So solid match play golfer. That's why you took him, huh?
Yep. Kistner's mine.
Taking Kistner. Okay, he's off the board.
Well, I think we're all staying away from Rory.
Except his new coach. His new coach that he signed or made it official finally. They've been talking for a while. The coach had an interesting thing to say the other day. He says amateur golfers should think about their stance should be their feet should be right next to each other. I've never heard of anything like that before.
I haven't either. I saw Rory, though, doing something similar to that on the range, where
But
he's hitting those
usually
one-handed wedges.
Every tip is like shoulder width apart, right?
Yeah.
So why is he trying to make you, like you take an athletic stance wide, shoulder width apart? He's making you more narrow and I think unstable, but.
So is that just a thought process for the rest of the swing that he's saying, like think or imagine that your feet are closer together and take your swing like with your normal stance, or he's really wanting them to get like narrow?
Rory was doing that drill on the range with a wedge. He had his basically right-handed. He was doing right-handed swing.
Oh! 4 right.
Was that a little shaker?
It It's coming out though. It's gonna work out. Sorry, I saw that shot tracer behind your head, Joel, and I was like, "Whoa!"
The Spieth zinger.
Yeah,
Was that a driver off the deck or
it's called
out of the-
no bueno. No, it's coming out of that rough.
That
We
is a
gotta-
That's a
driver. off the
driver.
deck.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. That is a
It's
driver.
Driver man. Do you guys know about the story of Driver Man from Rensselaer, Indiana?
No.
7 drivers, 1 bag. Played
I
different
may-
drivers off of.
I may be
grasses.
familiar with this individual. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I've heard it.
No, I don't know if I have permission to put his name out there.
No, it's
There's
okay.
There's a guy that plays out there at Curtis Creek in Rensselaer. Used to have multiple drivers in his bag and would play him off the deck, out of rough, from side hill lies, and he would just bump and grind it all day long.
This isn't Uncle Bob, is it?
Were they all different?
No. Yeah. Yeah. it wasn't-
Different lofts, different
Yes, sir. Different
di-
shafts.
weights
different,
moved around, different,
different,
shafts.
different makes and models.
Might catch a fluffy lie with that driver. You might
now
catch
that-
one.
How do I not know this person?
That's some true goat shit right there.
That
ain't
is true goat shit.
That's
Reminds me of that
OG.
Golf commercial. Was it Shipsticks or FedEx where they were talking about getting clubs or something, and they had that bag full of drivers that showed up? I don't know.
I thought it was crazy when Phil played the Masters the one time with 2 different drivers with a draw driver and a fade driver, but nope, I've seen it. Nickname's Driver Man. Tell you off the air.
That's awesome.
I can't think of it. I've
So-
played enough down there.
Match play, Michael, who you got going on?
You know what? After the piss poor picks last week, I'm just gonna go
You
with.
made the cut with a guy.
I didn't, and then I didn't show up on the weekend, but that was my second pick though, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm just going JT because
Wow, Fratelli. Look at that one, Fratelli. 6 and 5 over Finau.
wow, Tony,
We've
come
had
on.
some big losses already today.
There have been.
Hence why you don't want to pick Rory.
Yeah,
I'm
Poulter, shellac. The last hole that he lost on, you probably didn't get to see it. Yeah, it was quite entertaining. That short par 4 that's drivable,
Jory drove it pin high.
pin high,
Rory
up
did.
against the stands, kind of. He had enough room for a swing, and the water's on the other side of him, and it's kind of a little Bauner Scully
Just
action,
runs.
and it
He
ran
didn't
away.
skull it. He hit it okay. He just hit it too hard.
I would consider that a professional level Scully in it, but into the water,
We'll call that a hot salami.
and
Hot
Dropping.
salami
had
across
to-
the green
got
into
to
the
take
water.
got to take a drop and then
Dropping
put a
3.
putter on the ball.
Putting, putting for par.
His drop was on the green. Putting for par, misses.
6 feet by.
Yeah.
5 feet, 4 feet by.
Poulter makes the par. See ya. 6
Man.
and 5.
Na, 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 na.
Wow. So who do you got?
I'm going JT.
You're going JT
He's
for
going
sure?
number 2 player in the world.
I'm going number 2 in the
Typical.
world.
Coming off winning
Players,
the
yeah.
Typical.
Back
Yeah.
to somebody that's consistent. Can
I'm
swing a
picking
club.
So
Kistner.
you're
I
just-
might go
are you just
JT
gonna
every
pick-
week from here
Are
on.
you just going to pick the guys after I win with them? You're going to pick
Yes,
them? Okay.
yes.
Just wanted to make sure. Well, here's one guy I kind of want to see was Bubba Watson. He's got Reed down by 1. I think going into the last hole that said. I kind of liked him as one of my picks, but I ended up going with Victor Hovland. I think his pod is kind of weak.
Yeah.
That he's coming out. Yeah, it's like Abram Answer, Bern Weisberger, something or other. Never heard of the guy.
Who
I
was
watch
that?
golf every week.
Who was the A player in that group?
Well, Kevin Streelman. So it'd have to be Victor. And it was Victor, Abram Answer, Bern Weisberger,
Yeah.
and Kevin Streelman.
Yeah, I like Answer's play. He's been
I would say
solid.
Victor might be it. He's won in the last year, right? He won Mayakoba. He's been playing pretty good. I think it could be him.
I'm an answer, I would say.
Probably one of the last top seeds in the pod.
Yeah, Answer's been pretty tough, though, the last year and a half. He was in WGC Mexico last year, pretty solid. That Masters, he was pretty competitive this past year. So
Yeah, no, Victor's got some game. He's definitely got some game. But we'll see. What do you guys kind of
you know what? One thing about this course that I think is cool is that it's right on that kind of river body of water. And being a boater, I've always wanted to go down there, take the boat, and just drink on the boat and watch these guys play golf. I think that would be an absolute blast. The weather's not great for it this year; it looks a little chilly. But if you ever watch and you see there's boats that just kind of anchored out there, hanging out watching pro golf.
I love watching this guy struggle. I don't like him.
Jordan Spieth?
No. That's him. Sorry, I thought that was Fitzpatrick.
Oh,
I can't stand Fitzpatrick.
I was gonna say poor Spieth and his
Yeah.
struggles, and you're
No,
jumping on it.
I love Jordan Spieth, but I cannot stand Fitzpatrick.
First slamming Arnold Palmer.
That's
couple
not a
weeks
good
ago,
follow-up
boy.
shot to his that shot tracer we just watched.
No, this is the guy I don't like. Yeah, him. Ooh.
Player. Almost dunked it.
Yeah, they're good.
These guys are good.
But
All
so
right.
this week we're gonna have another interview. It's
Yeah.
Anthony Wunsh from Mini Maness Golf Course, and Anthony's kind of lived the dream we've all kind of talked about when we're up on the patio. You know, I want to own a sports bar someday, or I want to own a golf course, and Anthony's done that. So we're gonna give him a call, and we're gonna ask him some questions about what it's like owning your own golf course and what all goes into that. And maybe it's just not a great idea. There might be, I don't know, some unexpected loopholes or traps that you can find yourself in, or
Expenses.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
expenses.
I think
know,
I think that's the number one thing.
Michael's a boater. Boat means bust out another 1,000. Golf course means, oh shit.
Yeah. Best thing about a boat is somebody else that owns it.
More than 1,000 in the golf course world, right?
Yeah, if it's $1,000 problem, you feel pretty good. You're like, all right, I can handle that.
You could probably put a house-made Band-Aid on $1,000 problem, right? But that doesn't necessarily happen. It's usually a big one. All right, let's get Anthony on the line here.
Shoots us straight to voicemail.
This is Anthony.
Anthony, this is Michael Hanger with Average Goats. How are you today?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for joining us.
No problem.
Hey, Anthony, this is Mike Pappin over here, and I also would like to say thank you. And we kind of just let the listeners know about you and how you became the owner of Mini Maness Golf Course. And we were just wondering, how does one, we kind of joke all the time, we would love to own a golf course. Would we buy one? Would we build one? We were just wondering,
Yeah.
how did you become the owner of Mini Maness and how that all came about?
Yeah, well, I'll share the story, but be careful what you wish for. That's for sure. Yeah, I've met my match with this venture for sure. So basically, I'm sort of an entrepreneur. I've had several businesses in the past. Currently, have a couple different businesses. I've sold some properties back in probably 2018, I think it was. And threw some money into an exchange, a 1031 exchange, and was really just looking for something to tax shelter that money into. And Mini Maness really wasn't on the radar at all. But a few years prior to that, I had some interest in a couple of different golf courses. Cardinal Creek was one of them. Aberdeen was the other one. And I just wasn't there financially. I wasn't there. I wasn't ready to make that next step. So saw Mini Maness on the radar, just started talking to the broker, started digging into the numbers, seeing the possibilities. It's a close proximity to where I live. It's about a 20-minute drive, and just really kind of hit it off with the owner, Ed Hurley, who's since then passed away. But his story was eerily similar to mine as far as how he got his start into investing into some rental properties, and then converted that into some commercial stuff, and then an apartment complex, and then decided he wanted to try the golf course industry. And like I said, him and I hit it off fairly well. I felt like it was a good fit for us, for me and my family, and the numbers made sense. And I knew that with the number of people that we know that golf, and the potential for the course, I felt like it was a good fit for what we wanted to do for the future.
Well, that's great. It sounds like worked hard. It's paying off, but got more work with the golf course.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's plenty of work to do every day, every year, for sure.
So was owning a golf course then, it was kind of something you always wanted to do, with you saying that you kind of looked at another couple facilities before that one?
Yeah, so like I said, I'm more of an entrepreneur, so my spirit is there for business, all right, and I would list off my businesses that I've had in the past, and they would just be complete polar opposites of each other. So it's just kind of weird. So I like to golf. Like, I'm not a golfer. That's what I tell everybody. It's just kind of funny. I enjoy golf. I'm not great at it, but I like going out there and having fun. And, being around there. I like the peaceful setting that a golf course gives you. So yeah, about 6-7 years ago, I was fairly interested. I knew that Cardinal Creek was in the bank's hands at the time, and I was talking to the bank, and just sort of saw a stretch goal there for myself. that, yeah, I think that would be, something I would be interested in the future. But, when I started this call saying, be careful what you wish for, beware what you wish for, man, it's a lot of work being an owner of a golf course. I mean, it is. And I had no idea whatsoever. Like, I could learn anything. I'm a hands-on type person, but had no idea the amount of work involved to truly manage the whole operation. So that was a huge challenge that I'm getting better at. But, employee, having the right people in place is a key element to that.
Sounds good. Sounds like you're also an average goat when it comes to golf, just like the rest of us. So that's
Pretty much.
cool.
Yep. Yeah. No, that's me. I'm not certified. Never took a lesson in my life. Self-teach myself and go out there and hack. I'll shoot anywhere from an 80 to upper 90s. I mean, it's a wide range.
It's a tough handicap to beat any format.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. So what are the some of the challenges that you maybe have come across that you didn't expect being a course owner?
Yeah, so I mentioned it once, the amount of time, like really the overall commitment. So a couple things. I never worked at a golf course, so I didn't really know the operation itself. I never worked at a restaurant, and I never worked at a bar. So you have like all three of these things getting thrown together as one. So having to learn everything. The first summer, my family literally didn't even see me. I mean, I was pretty much there 7 days a week, open to close. I'm learning every aspect of everything. So the challenge there would be my learning curve for sure. An additional challenge would be just keeping good employees in place where they're not moving in a different direction, right? And it's tough. Tried to hire a head pro, which I finally did get one, but I was advertising since October of last year and finally just got someone 2 weeks ago. Okay. So it was just a tough road there. And that's, to me, getting the right people in place is probably the biggest challenge there at this point. Year one, the biggest challenge was, the learning curve for myself, making sure I understand everything.
Okay. You care to share your pro that you hired a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, his name is Derek Smenyak. He's formerly of Sandy Pines.
Okay. Very nice.
This is Joel Hanger, Anthony. I have a question as well. What are some things that you have implemented or improved with the course and maybe even with the clubhouse, changes that you've made or updates?
Yeah, there's been a ton of them. So when we took it over, the clubhouse was on a 30-year, the previous update was 30 years old. So we went in on the day that we closed, we gutted everything. I'm talking the bar, I'm talking all the flooring, I'm talking all the cabinets, everything, lighting, just gutted it all, redid everything new. That was the first year. And that's like the kitchen, we got all new appliances in there. The dining room area, there was a small banquet room in the back. Everything was brand new. We didn't have time and or the resources to get to the bathrooms, but we did that at the end of year one. So internally, those were the commitments that we made to improving the clubhouse itself. On the course, it took me quite a bit to really realize, what needed to be done. So the first year we didn't do too much. I sort of just understood, how, let's just say, water's holding in this area here. Why is it holding? Well, we don't have drain tile there. So then developing and implementing a plan there. So then year two, which was 2020, we had an area that just water sat there. We had drain tile there. And we decided, well, let's dig another pond. Because there was a low area. So we dug a 100 by 100 pond last year. We redid the cart path in the fall of 2020. That was a big project, but that's complete now. And that's not 100% coverage across the course, but wherever there was existing path and or rock, is all brand new pavement now.
Awesome.
Yeah, so excited about that. And then future plan, also equipment, and we bought some new carts and stuff, and we ordered brand new carts due to be delivered probably in about 4 weeks. But we also have future plans of possibly putting a deck off of the back of the building. So as you're coming up 18, you got a big wraparound deck. It would be nice you could sit out there and watch golfers come in. more equipment, possibly another barn. I mean, there's just a lot of things. I have long-term stuff and I have short-term stuff that I'd like to accomplish.
Great.
Yeah. Now, is there a full service restaurant, or is that only open when the golf season is?
Yeah, so it's just golf season.
Okay.
And originally, the idea was, hey, we're going to be open every single day for lunch. We're going to have a full menu. It was a pretty decent menu. I had a hard time staffing the kitchen, and come to find out that, golfers really, they weren't ordering a full mix of the menu. It was a lot of the basic golf course type stuff. So we've scaled it back. I mean, it's your typical golf course food at this point.
So like 6-packs?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Typical golf course food, like a
that's the
sixer?
liquid breakfast and lunch for sure. There's plenty of that going on.
Nice.
But it's fun. It's exciting. I've got 3 sons, so it's my wife. It's us that own it. We're not a corporation. I mean, we are a corporation, but we're not a big group that owns the course.
Yeah.
It was family run, I think, forever. I think Mini Minutes dates all the way back to about 1925, 26, somewhere in that ballpark. But it's always been family run business, and I'd like to continue that legacy.
I would say that's the most exciting thing I think we've heard so far. Everything sounds great, but that your intent is to keep it an opening and functioning golf course for the long haul.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. And we're in a unique situation that we have other businesses that's where our income comes from. So the golf course, it's doing well. We have improved play over the course of the last couple of years. Of course, every golf course probably improved last year, but what we're doing is we decided, the day we took over, at least the first 3 years, all the income is going back into the course and handling the improvements that we feel are necessary. And we've got a ton of feedback, a lot of compliments, the condition of the course. People like to come out and see changes of what you're doing. They like to see new carts. They like to see a remodeled clubhouse. They like to see new faces around there, consistent play. They like to see, a Sunday morning it's busy as opposed to, hey, I can just walk on and, get on at this course. So what does that tell you about the course? So there's just been a lot of upward tick when it comes to a lot of those things. And it's exciting. I mean, it really is.
What are your guys' do you guys do a lot of in-club tournaments or anything like that?
We just do a club championship once a year. Nothing. I've basically continued what the Hurleys had done, and that's due to my lack of knowledge. So I just want to go status quo. As I get this head pro filtered into this position, and he gets more comfortable, and maybe there's things that we could explore at that point. And I would totally be open to stuff like that.
Do you have a good core group of golfers that are the diehards there?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I'll share a quick story. I got several members that would golf every single day if there was no snow on the ground, without a doubt, raining or not. But when we got the early snow back in December, maybe January, I'm not sure what it was, they were just coming out, and I was there tinkering around doing something, and they had shovels in their hands. I'm like, what the heck are you guys doing now? There's snow on the greens, all the fairways, I mean, everything. And it was, it wasn't a lot. It was 3-4 inches. They were like, well, do you mind if we, go shovel a spot in the fairway and then shovel like half the green? I'm like, are you serious? And they were 100% serious. So that's what they did. They shoveled a line at 100 and 150 yards and then shoveled off the green. And I'm like, okay, I mean, you guys have at it, have fun.
At least they weren't out there with snowblowers tearing up the grass.
Yeah, they're not doing that. And then I said, well, don't expect to come in here and warm up because I'll be leaving here shortly. I don't sit around and wait. So.
Last question for you, Anthony. How's Lowell baseball looking this season?
Oh, I'm excited. I'm as excited about that as any other year that I've coached. I've been there. This is my 13th year. I've been the varsity coach. This will be my 3rd year. We lost our season last year. That would have been my 2nd year. We're very young, but the talent at the sophomore and junior level at this point, it's exciting. It's very promising for this year. Next year would be even better, and obviously the 3rd year. So looking forward to it. So
Awesome.
It's hard to say until you actually get out there and compete with other teams, but I've coached enough to know, where good talent is, and I see it from that varsity team. And there's a couple there. I think we only have 2 seniors, but a couple seniors, juniors, sophomores. It's going to be exciting.
Well, very nice. And I'd like to say anybody that's listening to, this summer, give Mini Menez a chance and give Anthony and his family a chance. I think it's a fantastic job what you guys are doing. I think it's a great story. Like I told you when we talked earlier on the phone, I'm very excited for you guys, and I wish you guys nothing but the best here in the future.
Okay, well, thanks a lot. I appreciate the opportunity to be on, and hopefully we'll see you guys out there.
Yeah, thanks Anthony.
Thanks
Best
a
of
lot.
luck this season.
Thank you. Take care.
That's Anthony Wunsh from Mini Menez.
So, little story.
Let's hear it.
I didn't want to put him
We were
on
talking
there,
about it
but
pre-air. Let's.
Yeah. There's a.
So did you
old-
want
much
to did you
older-
want to tell him your story?
No.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm going to tell him in person. There's an average goat that I know who, in the fall of 2001, medalist, the Grant Park Invitational at Mini Menez.
Is he with us here today?
He is, and his last name is not Hanger.
Whoa.
So, we've been waiting for Joel to bring in these trophies from these big monies event, as he says,
Yeah.
or the invitation, all that. And I'm just waiting for him to put one out there because, what do they say about Tom Brady? We'll rattle the rings around and throw them out on the table and see who
Yeah.
has the most. We'll see, Joel. We'll see. I got
Did
some tricks up my
you
sleeve.
get a plaque or a trophy?
I did, yeah. It was a trophy, actually.
Is it in the?
I don't know if I still have the trophy, but yeah.
Is it in the basement?
No.
So
That's
Grant
disappointing.
Park medalist.
It was the Grant Park Invitational.
Park Invitational.
So they
Played
were-
at Mini Menez.
Yep. So
Okay.
each high school brought 5 kids down there, and then
Wow.
Yeah.
This
Sitting-
was in the
sitting-
what? The fall of when?
2000
Okay.
Sitting
would
with
have been my senior year.
sitting with a legend.
Yeah.
Oh.
Legendary. So tell.
Hey,
just
we haven't
give
even
us-
scratched the surface on
Was that-
my resume from high school.
Was that 1 round, 2 rounds? How many rounds?
Just one.
Just 1 round.
Just
So
one.
tell us just obviously you probably
There's,
remember every hole, but
there's
tell us.
probably 20 schools out there, 5 kids a school, and so that puts us right at 100 players. I shot the lowest, Michael. That's
No,
what
I
can tell you
get
about
that.
today.
I get that. I wanted to hear about the round a little bit. What
He can't remember.
what'd you shoot? What's a couple?
I think I shot even that day.
Okay.
It was even or 1 under. Yeah, I was right there.
What happened?
It looks like it's a par
What happened?
72.
The fascination with beer, wings, and pizza happened. And,
Yeah.
No structure of life. Once I got out of the parents' roof, it was
It was free for all.
yeah. I'll show you the picture from Sports Illustrated when I stormed the court. Eyes half shut.
Looking at some photos online, the course looks pretty nice.
It is. It's it's like a traditional course. It's got a lot of character. It's not Illinois. When you drive down 57, you just see cornfields and you're like boring.
Yeah.
Kind of like 65 here in Indiana. It's got some rolling terrain there. It's got a lot of character. I like the course a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to get over there for sure.
Yeah. So once I heard about Anthony buying it a couple years ago, I always wanted to kind of talk to him. I don't know him. I've never met him actually, but from what I hear from different people in the golf business and average go golfers that go down there and play a lot, it's a pretty cool story to keep your eye on. And we're going there one time this year just to check it
Let's
out.
do it.
If I remember the course correctly, there's a lot of like tight holes, right?
Very tight.
Bigger
Old
trees,
oak,
right?
Yeah, old trees
And then they
there's
added some
water
new
and ponds.
holes,
There's
right?
like some ponds
A long
down
time
there.
ago?
Yeah, it goes back and forth over this pond. I think right by the green on one of the holes.
Yeah,
so-
this one green I'm looking at on the picture here. There's like water that kind of wraps around it.
Yeah,
Semi wraps around.
That's the one I'm
looks
I'm
pretty
picturing.
slick.
Yep.
Nice.
So it's like one of those places where you're like, this is kind of cool, and it sounds like they're not letting it get run down, and that's
Yeah.
why I've been trying to get a hold of him to get him on, and he's busy. High school baseball season and the COVID pandemic time has got to be crazy, and they didn't get to play last year like he was telling us, so he's a pretty busy guy, and it's interesting to hear someone that he's like, yeah, I got to run a bar, a restaurant, and a golf course now, and I never really had a job in any of them. And I'll just tell you right now, owning a golf course is a full-time job plus another one. It sounded like. And,
Sounds like 4 businesses all rolled into one.
Yeah, and he's probably got the most important thing, in my opinion, of those 3 things is the maintenance side of the course.
That's what I was saying. The 4th one.
Yeah.
Yeah, golf course superintendent's full-time, but he kind of like, I think most superintendents will agree with me, is you have to have a passion for it, like he was saying.
Yeah.
I loved it. I was there every day. My family was, they couldn't believe I was there every day, but
I'm
It's a lot
curious.
of work.
I'm curious if he's running that side of things or if he has somebody in there. I guess we should have asked him. But.
Yeah, we should have. I don't know. You were quick to get him off the phone.
You
for
were
some
quick.
reason.
I thought we
Yeah.
had one more.
wasn't
I
quick.
thought we had one more question.
We had at least one more.
I was
on
just
the-
looking at the
question, and
time, and
Joel
I was
says,
like,
nope, right about little
Yeah.
baseball. Let's go here.
Yeah,
Let's
we
hear it.
bumped it up early to have him and have plenty of time, and then Joel dumps him quickly.
I'm trying to keep those interviews under 15 minutes.
Oh,
Oh,
Because
that new strategy we got here.
more time for Joel. Good. But
I got to get back to my other full-time job.
right. But let's wrap up. Oh, tied. Look at that. Reed and Watson tied. We want to wrap up the match play that we were talking about with before we had Anthony on the phone, and it's a pretty cool course. Austin Country Club. Pete died 1984, so it's actually 1 year younger than me.
All
If
right.
you really want to.
Do the
Yeah,
math.
do the math.
I think I put it together when you said you were
Yeah.
senior in 2000.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
That's pretty smart. Kind of creepy, but smart. The golf course facts. You ready for this one? They got a superintendent. He has 3 assistants, Joel. Not 1, not 2.
We're working on
3. Equipment manager. 30 employees and 32 volunteers are going to put this tournament off this week. It's,
Numbers are going down from the Florida
Yeah, I was
courses.
going to say the Florida course were like 100 plus.
Yeah, well, you got all those snowbirds down there, and you got, I don't know.
Yeah,
Florida's just a
and
different
what's
beast.
interesting about this week, I know you're probably going to get to it, but they just showed a clip earlier, like a month ago. The course
Yep.
was covered in snow.
You're just stealing all my notes.
I'm taking them all.
I'm taking them all. Thought I covered them up today, so you couldn't take a picture. Yeah, they did a bunker renovation in 2019. That was like the last major renovation, and these are. It was kind of interesting. I was reading about it. It's Arkansas white sand. So the
Okay.
sand's trucked in from some. I don't know what makes it Arkansas white sand, but
What are we doing?
Probably from Arkansas.
they reshaped these things. They put drainage in them and liners, and then put Arkansas white sand. So
You
I
put
think the
liners in
trucking.
bunkers?
Yeah, crazy idea.
Like
Technology.
that Augusta sand comes from like a little place in North Carolina.
Yes, it's not actually sand.
No.
No, we'll blow your mind in about 10
Crush,
years.
crushed seashells, isn't it?
No,
No.
it's not that either.
No.
But yeah, February 11th to the 20th, the course was covered in snow and below freezing weather for 10 days. They had a bunch of tree damage, plant damage, and turf damage. The greens are okay because they covered them before this. And that's really unusual weather for down there. So that's why it looks like brown.
Yeah,
the
that's when
plants look brown.
first came on TV. I said to Joel, I said, "Well, this place looks not so great," but I forgot about the snow.
Well, there goes our sponsorship from Austin Country Club. You woofed them.
Keeping right up.
Right in tradition. But like Anthony was talking about, they also have seen their play pick up dramatically. Usually they do this time of year, going into the tournament in the winter, they do like 110 rounds a day. They're at like 140, 160 now before this tournament kicked off. So I thought that was kind of crazy that even the exclusive places or the high-end places are still seeing a really big uptick in play.
Yeah.
So, but we had JT for you, Michael, Kisner for Joel, and I took Victor Hovland, so we'll have to see how that plays out. I think it's going to be a real fun week, but I think it'll be. I think we're going to be shocked when we see the Final Four.
Yeah. And getting back to your question right before we talked to Anthony, the match play style. I like the match play style. I think it's definitely a different format. You get to see guys going back and forth at each other a little differently. You know, like I watched Munoz make Rahm putt a like 18-inch putt earlier. And the commentators were kind of giving him a hard time, and then Rahm smiles afterwards. So it's kind of cool to see some of that stuff.
Yeah, and a lot of people have money on Rahm.
Yeah.
Rahm is like the go-to pick for this week. I don't see it.
It's
Kistner.
speaking of that 18-incher that Munoz makes him putt in the match play. What's your guys' take on raking putts, conceding putts? Obviously, in a match play, conceding is entirely different. But gimmies, raking putts. What's your thoughts?
Like in a money game at your local club.
Money game in your local club.
Here's the problem I have with it. Like, you are stingy. You don't like to give putts. But I know, this guy I play with, Jimmy Ford, he'll give you a putt. It's not even done rolling on the green. You're outside of a flagstick. He'll just keep it moving. So
I'm guessing you is a
How are we-
generalization, or you think that I truly, Michael does not like to give
Michael
putts.
Hanger does not like to give putts.
I'm pretty generous.
Yeah. Well,
Except for
yourself.
league.
For yourself. Yeah, that's what I'm talking
No,
about.
we changed our
We-
approach the last 2
We had
years.
to get a little cutthroat last year.
2 or 3 years in that we pretty much putt everything out, especially in like league matches, to where we're not taking putts primarily for handicap purposes because we don't want our handicap getting watered down because we're taking a 4 instead of a
Five.
miss a 3-footer for a
Okay.
5 that it didn't even matter. So
Right. I would rather everybody hey, we're putting them out
yeah,
and we're done with it.
yeah.
If you're gonna make it, just make it real quick. Just
But
get up there and dunk it in real quick.
If that's, I totally think that that's the way it should be played, and I would prefer that too. The problem is when you're doing that, and then you get the guy that's pissed off. He's had a few bad holes or a few bad shots. He gets up there, he's got a 2-footer and just rakes it in frustration, and it's kind of like, oh, well, I thought we were putting everything out. You know what I mean?
Okay, but was it for like a par or a bogey, or was it like a triple?
I don't care if we're putting them out. We're putting them out.
Whoa!
Remember that whole stingy comment?
Yeah, but I was in the wrong. He
Yeah.
gave me the old stink eye. Like, what are you talking about? Now he's like backing it up.
No, last year for pretty much anything, league in general, we went to that model
Put them out.
where, we found ourselves giving putts and not getting it in return, if that makes sense.
Oh, so wait, are you guys league partners?
Yes.
Yep.
So you're saying when you go to league, first tee, you're kind of, shaking hands, kissing babies, making short talk. You're
Waving to the
line.
fans.
Yeah, you're getting ready to tee off. You flat out just say, by the way,
Oh, no.
don't give
No.
us a putt.
No,
if
no,
they give
no,
you a
no.
putt.
We're waiting until he's standing over it at
Yeah.
2 feet waiting to get it conceded.
And you just say, hey, by the way, get used to it because this shit's happening in the next 8 holes
No,
too.
we just stand there silent. Got to putt it.
Oh, you don't even give them a heads up.
No.
Why?
Well, because Joel, the way Joel was explaining
we're
it right there,
walking-
it was like you guys kind of like made him aware of the situation.
No. We're walking back to the cart, putting our clubs in the bag, and they're still up there putting. Not a lip.
No, not always.
I think
we
I'd
are.
rather you just tell me that ahead of time. Hey, by the way, we're not going to give you a putt today. I'd be like, oh, okay, what a jerk. But okay,
If we've won a hole, yeah, for sure.
that's
no
not that's not giving a putt. You've already won the hole. What are you giving? The hole's dead.
So
I hate people like that.
But
I don't like
but
when
the
you're
diff-
playing. You would
the
grind my
difference-
gears on the court.
the difference though is the handicap because these scores are
Yeah.
getting turned in.
Correct.
So,
So,
even
you want
the
him,
hole's over.
You want him to put it up to adjust your handicap right for your little side games. But once you got him beat, you want him to pick it up so then they can't overinflate their handicap.
They
the
can
other
put
way.
it out
No,
and take
put it
whatever.
out.
They can put it out and take
There's an
whatever.
old saying.
If they're
let them eat
picking it up,
cake
that's
too.
all their
Let them eat their
problem.
cake too. If they're gonna have to put them out, let them jack it up a little bit on you then.
No, if they've lost the hole and they want to pick it up and take the score,
Yeah.
then that's their fault. If
Have
they
you
want,
ever-
But you
if
got
they-
guys that are
if they want-
protecting.
protecting a handicap.
Have you ever played? Yeah. Have you ever played with a guy who's like 3 under? He knows he's got the night one, and then all of a sudden he starts making his bogeys.
Oh yeah.
We know the guy, right?
Or
Jackass.
depending on the hole.
Yeah.
If one guy's in it, the partner's automatically got a double for that hole. Just because they're
They know how to
cranking
seesaw.
it
Yeah.
all over.
Yeah. That's the only thing about the league, the way it's set up. I don't like how it's 2 versus 2. I like it more when it's 1-on-1. So, like, what we play out at Lakes of the Four Seasons is the 1 plays the 1 from the other team, the 2 plays the 2 from the other team, and then there's also a team match point. So there's 3 points per night.
Gotcha.
I've never heard of that way.
And I kind of like that better because then I'm
Everybody's in it.
right.
Yeah.
Well, you don't
have
find
that
yourself
guy.
giving the other person
No.
5 strokes or something.
When it comes to match play, yeah, I'm going to give putts. I'm going to move it along.
It's not that we don't give putts.
Well,
And
you made it very clear 7 times looking into the camera.
No,
you guys don't give putts.
no, we give putts. The raking putts is where I probably tend to have an issue. Where
So you're saying, spun it in.
somebody's got a 5-footer. Somebody's got a 3 to 5 footer that they're raking for a 4 instead of taking a 5, or they're raking for a 5 instead of taking the 6.
That was kind of my point earlier, though. It was that's why I don't like the whole if it's a Saturday morning game, everywhere does it right. We got 40 guys in the game, $5 into the hat. What do I know what's going on 4 groups away? How
Yeah.
big of a putt are they giving?
Right.
And then you get the guy, he's having the round of his month, and then everybody starts to get more generous.
Yeah.
Oh, Billy Bob over here, he's got to get that, but he's shooting good today. I don't want to see him miss that 4-footer. And all of a sudden, a 4-footer's like, oh, yeah, just pick that up too. And you're like, what the shit is going on here?
Yeah. Or you're a pretty decent golfer. You're maybe not scratch, but let's just say you're a 4 to 10 handicap, and you're having a pretty good day on the golf course, and come in and shoot 79, 80, 81, and the guy that just raked 4 putts, I shot 75, I shot 70. Well, bullshit, you did, right? You just raked
Right.
3 or 4 putts. You didn't shoot that. You probably shot 78 to 82. It's just one of those things that grinds your gears because it's like, as a golfer, you're always out there to try to be your best on the course, beat the guys you're playing with, and
I mean, 9 times out of 10 in a group of 4, you're going to have one person in the group or all people in the group are at least going to miss a 2 to 3 footer throughout the 18 holes, guaranteed. If they were putting them out,
Yeah, at our level, we're not tour players.
more than likely it's going to happen.
Correct.
So that's why I think it just needs to be, you just either give them or you don't.
Yeah, I think it would just be better if you didn't.
I think so too. Just putt it,
I think people really need to know what they would shoot.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
just
putt it.
focus a little bit more. You're out there, and I think that's another thing. Like, there's
Handicap.
so much thing going on golf courses nowadays, and you have. I don't want to sound like the old curmudgeon in the group, and music. I like the music, and everybody's on their phones. That's fine, but that's not my fault. You shouldn't be getting a 4-footer because you can't focus for 10 seconds on
Right.
the ball.
No, I totally agree.
So I don't want it to get it where. Yeah, but the Saturday morning games is what kind of gets me. Is well, not that I plan them, but like a Sunday morning.
Protecting the field or something. Is that what you're?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know those couple guys that are just way over the top giving a putt. Ford. I'm talking about you, Ford.
Call it somebody.
I love it.
Jim Ford.
There it is.
Is he following the page?
He's a goat, but and he does. He shows up when it's club championship time. He's won probably 7 of them in different places, but man, on a weekly basis, he can just really get under my skin and just start.
I'm loving this.
Or you see, like, because there'll be a hole close to a green, you'll be like, Are you bleeping me right now? He just gave that guy at least an 8-footer, and I'm 80 yards away, so it had to be 10 foot.
Poor Arnold Palmer a couple weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Now Jim Ford.
I'm really glad we got onto this
They
raking
both earned
topic.
it. They both earned it, though. There's a reason why stereotypes are stereotypes. And Jim Ford, you suck. Stop giving putts.
There's our first dislike.
Yeah, you got to protect the
Isn't-
field. You
isn't
got to
flip
protect the
phone still.
field, and in a money game, you just can't rig putts in a money game.
Well, even
care if
like
it's
going
$5.
even going to the mindset of giving inside the leather, that going to that role. It's like, again, people start to stretch the,
Yeah,
how
but
far
how
the
many
leather
guys
is,
do you see put the putter down there every freaking time, and is it inside?
mess
the
up
leather,
mess
you
up the freaking
Oh, that's
hole.
close enough.
Oh, that's another thing. When people put their putter heads down in the
that
hole,
irritates
or
me.
the caddies on TV when they do with the wedges to pull the balls out.
Course superintendents don't like that.
You just heard Anthony say, "I never knew it was this much work." And then you got people doing that. I got another way to go with this putt giving thing though, real quick. Is
Let's
I
hear
played
it.
with a young guy Sunday, and he's like, I don't know when to give a putt or not give a putt. And I was like, what? And it was like mentally it was on him, and then he's like, I should have gave that to you. I'm like, no, you shouldn't have, because it wasn't in the hole. Don't worry about that. He goes,
Yeah.
I just don't know when to give one and not to give one. I'm like, make it easy. Be the guy that never gives one your whole entire life. Just don't do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what? By saying that though, he's really mind fucking you, because then you're like, is he going to give this to me? Is he not going to give this to me?
He wasn't with me.
No.
I was in the zone.
Yeah.
I was in
First
the
round
zone.
of the year, I was in the zone.
What'd you shoot?
I shot even par my first time out. And I'm going to tell you.
Talk about average
What
go.
the hell?
Here, breaking news again. Hold on.
We
I
got a
have
real
some breaking
stick
news.
here.
Vinegar wedges. Everybody needs to start doing it right now.
Are they rusting?
No, they're not rusting. I don't
just
even think I
great.
did it right, but it's in my head that these vinegar wedges are it, and they are saucing.
Knocking them stiff.
They were just going beep beep, and I don't have the right grind according to Joel on my 58, which is taking place for my 60. But man, I'm telling you, it was like there were a
Zinging them
couple,
in there, huh?
Oh, there were a couple too. I was just like not expecting them, so I was expecting the 2-hop and roll out, and they just would stop, and I was like, well, shit. Now I got 25 feet. This sucks.
Did you do the delayed Justin Thomas club twirl?
No,
The-
no.
Already
We don't have a
long
carryover water like that really on that course. So
That's
Well,
awesome. I'm dipping tonight then.
I had
He's basically saying it didn't work, but in his mind it worked like
It
That's
worked.
all that matters.
It's like Space Jam, like when he drinks the
Honestly,
juice.
Mine, it'll work on mine, and it'll be
Yeah, I
like
think it
rocks
was-
on the front. I won't be able to hit it.
I'm gonna go back to the club fitting. My shot dispersion off the tee has come down where it was fairway or just off the fairway with maybe 2 bad swings.
What driver did you end up going with?
The 425 ping.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm gonna tell
Max
you-
or regular? Or?
That one is the regular.
Okay.
The 3-wood though, I was fitted into the max.
So you're going back to the club fitter for that kind of dispersion?
No, it's brought me in from
Oh,
from what
He's
I
saying
had
oh,
before.
you're
He's
just, that's
saying
that being a point to go get
Positive.
fitted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. That and vinegar.
That and vinegar.
So
Yeah.
every day my snack now is salt and vinegar chips.
Just give 'em a little
Just
rub.
and then I go buy my golf bag, and
I am a salt and vinegar chip fan. But
I'm wondering, do I need to be putting my golf balls in vinegar at night? Get them ready for the next day.
I'm not certain. But club fitters, I kind of want to go get. I want to swing that sim too. I might go try to get fitted for that and see how it looks.
So something I learned this past weekend on I had that set of Mizuno MP14 irons that I bought from J&M Golf for like $100, and I sent them in and got it refinished. And I had Austin Lale, who was on a few weeks ago, take them and check them, loft, flies, and stuff, because I was researching for the specs of what, because those irons came out in 1996, 7, and then the 9-iron is actually the loft of a pitching wedge today. So I was an entire club basically short, and the pitching wedge was a 50-degree pitching wedge.
Wow.
So
And Bryson's got like a 42-degree pitching wedge.
yeah,
With a
and
7-iron shaft.
With a 7-iron shaft.
and so I had him check, and he's like, "Yeah, these are basically a whole set off of what standard is today." And then also on the lie angles were so like 2 degrees different on lie angles back in the 90s. So it'll be interesting to get them back in my hands and see how they are to hit now.
Were there any changes made, or you just wanted them to get
No.
just pretty much get the baseline?
No, I'm having them bend them to what standard, like a 46 degree is what the pitching wedge will be, and then 42 I think is what the 9-iron will be, and then 4 down from there. And then the lie angles he's adjusting to what standard is today as well.
Okay.
So, because I was hitting an 8-iron like 145 yards, and I'm like,
You know what's interesting about that, getting those refinished, though, in case anybody else out there's got a set of irons that they don't want to get rid of or absolutely love, is get them refinished because they look brand new.
yeah,
What does something like that cost?
it's $320.
To refinish irons?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
That's very interesting.
We'll have to get them on here
Yeah,
next
we'll
week.
have to get on.
They look brand new.
So earlier in the week, did you guys see that the talk of the town? Because we had
Michelle Wee's
the
playing.
call today. No, we had the really no,
Yeah, she's in the field.
really.
First time since 2019.
Were you looking at those photos too with the Idaho potato lady?
No, I do follow her on Instagram.
No, it was the Seminole Member Pro Tournament, and it was like a who's tournament this week. It was Monday and Tuesday, I believe. And when they say pro, they mean an actual pro. You want to hear some of the names that played
Yeah,
this time?
DeChambeau and
Yeah, you
Fitzpatrick.
You heard a couple. It's literally every team is stacked with like a headlining pro. Here we go. Patrick Cantley, Retief Goosen,
This is an
Jonathan
actual
Bird,
tournament?
those are the
Bryson
those are the
DeChambeau,
pairings.
Dustin Johnson. No, these are the pros that played with them
Okay.
amateurs
Oh.
at the or members of Seminole. Lee Westwood, Phil Mickelson, Jimmy Walker, Ian Poulter, Cameron Tringale, Keith Mitchell, Bo Van Pelt, Maverick McNeely, Harold Varner III, Charles Schwartzel, Ernie Els,
I got a Keith Mitchell story for you.
Jessica Corda, Jim Herman. I'm not an average goat. I'm at the Seminole while you're in Northwest
Yeah,
Indiana.
yeah. He doesn't work at. He's not a member of the chamber like you thought.
Brad Faxon, Gary Player, Nick Price, Scott Verplank, Doug Gim. I mean, Cameron Champ, Davis Love III,
I don't want to hear Doug Gim's name again.
Johnson Wagner. He doesn't want to hear your name again.
I
picking
know.
him.
I'm cooling everybody off.
Kuchar, Graham McDowell, Patrick Rogers, Johnny Vick. I mean,
So
Harry
this is a
Higgs,
member guest tournament
Ricky
with pros?
Fowler, Fred Couples, Adam Scott,
Yeah,
Lucas
at Seminole,
Glover,
which is legit. It's
Yeah.
the-
Morgan Pressel. This is the 2021 Seminole Pro member,
Oh.
Monday, March 22nd.
What the hell are we doing?
not playing that. We should be.
Man, I thought that was pretty cool, though. And I was like, have you ever played in a tournament with that much star power? I mean,
Jeez.
That's pretty sweet, though.
So a Keith Mitchell story for you. 2019, we went up to the BMW at Medina.
Okay.
Me, my wife, and our 2 kids. And we're watching people go off the first tee right there by the practice putting green in the clubhouse. And Keith Mitchell's one of them, and he's giving autographs. And I don't have anything for him to sign. You know, we went and just bought a bunch of stuff in the gift shop, and I didn't want him to sign any of them because I knew like those autograph balls. I knew the kids want to play with them.
hmm
So I'm not going to have him sign it and then just.
And then try to leave it on the shelf. For
Or you just weren't really looking forward to a Keith Mitchell autograph? I mean, I got stuff to sign, but I don't want you to sign it.
So I take off my sweaty Travis Matthews hat.
Oh, okay.
That's all like discolored.
Sweat stain?
Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm like, hey, here you go. And he's like, I can't sign that. And I'm like, what? He's like, my manufacturers won't let me sign that.
No
Like,
way.
in his contract. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess. And he's like, I'm just screwing with you, dude.
Oh, I was about to say, I think he just didn't want to sign your sweat.
Yeah, I don't want to touch that.
I was like, oh, whatever.
Man.
So
He
the
signed
autograph
it?
came off when you had to wash it at home?
Nope, it's still sitting up in my closet.
Worth a lot of money.
Wow, look at you throwing shade, as the kids say these days. he's playing on the tour. You're over here.
I don't know why this spurred this story.
We got DJ's
but I
autograph,
saw
too.
a TikTok this week of these two younger guys from the Honda Classic that
Oh.
ripped off a golf cart,
Stole the golf cart.
took off all the roof, because the tour doesn't have roofs on the carts.
Right.
Printed
And they
some
go out there,
vinyls.
Printed some vinyls, put Honda Classic on the front, and printed up these badges that they were with concession stands, and got in and started. We're just cruising around watching everybody play.
Shut up.
No,
Yeah, I
serious. Serious.
Did they get caught?
No,
No.
they filmed it all.
Yeah.
So they got in for free,
Got in for free.
and then they probably got free beers,
I'm
don't
not even
know.
sure they were drinking age, but
They were young guys.
right? Because that doesn't happen. That is I'm jealous that I never thought of that.
yeah. I mean, they stripped it down, took the roof off.
We kind of did a similar thing down at Indy at Crooked
I
Stick.
don't know if you can hear this. This
Whoa.
Well, yeah.
Mm-mm.
Well, they let us in. We didn't do anything about it. Down at the BMW.
I'm not familiar. What?
Remember, we just walked in the back gate. The guy's like, because traffic was so busy on that road.
We had tickets to get into the BMW.
Yeah, but the guy just let us in.
Oh, I don't remember.
Of course you don't.
No idea.
Kind of like trivia night.
Probably had a few drinks.
Trivia night. I heard something. There's video on that.
Great.
And we are going to put a poll out to the fans if you guys want to join us. Who TikToks more, your high school daughter or Michael Hanger? My foot's Michael Hanger.
Badly can't watch any of them.
I can't. I try to press the button when he sends me this stuff, and then it brings me through Facebook. No.
Just download the app.
No. I'm a middle-aged man. I don't do stuff like that.
He's already upset
Middle-aged
'cause
man that graduated in 2000.
ever since he became friends
Actually
with us.
graduated in 2001.
Oh.
He's just upset now because of screen time. Well, he probably didn't get screen time notifications on the old Android, but
It's up since he joined
it's
Average
up
Goats.
since he joined Average Goats, and we're texting him
Yeah.
now. He's like, "Who the hell's texting
Why is
me
my
at
phone
10:30?"
vibrating so much during the day while I'm working now?
Well, before we wrap this week up, I think I don't want to do us a disservice, but how are you guys' brackets looking for March Madness?
I didn't fill one out.
You didn't fill one out.
Haven't filled out in years.
Really? Okay.
I did do a 12-team parlay for day one that was
After game 2, it was over.
instantly in the shitter when
Ohio State.
no,
Yes.
was that the first team that got
Yeah.
killed me? Yeah, I ended up losing 3 or 4 of them, I think. But
Out of 12, that's not bad.
I picked all money line game. Everyone was a money line bet with the favored team except for one upset,
One upset.
which didn't go my way. So I would have needed that one anyway. But that one was just to boost the payout anyway. So
Gotcha. Nice.
how's your bracket? Perfect.
Yeah.
After day 1, it was probably.
I did good on Abilene Christian. I did really good on that one late second night against Texas. But
Yeah.
after that, no. The Illini.
Oh, I bet
was
that
heartbreaking.
stings,
That
doesn't
was
it?
heartbreaking. I mean, not as much as Purdue. I mean, at least we won a game. I can say
Yeah.
that. But no, Big Ten very overrated this season. It looks like.
Yeah,
for the
but I mean,
tournament.
even being a big Illini guy, though, it's probably not horrible to see Loyola was the one to knock him off.
That made it worse.
I was,
It's Loyola Chicago. It's worse.
I was watching ESPN last night or the day before, and they were talking about the disappointment of the Big Ten, and they were kind of going back to the excuse I heard was that they've been in Indy for basically 2 months now with the conference championship, and they were just all kind of beat up and.
That's a piss poor excuse.
I think if you really want to get in, it's more the way the seeding went, but I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah, but I didn't fill bracket out either. But I do want to hear who you guys would think is going to win after now that we're going into the Sweet 16.
I just want anybody but Gonzaga to win. I just do not. I don't know what it is. Gonzaga used to be cool, 10, 12 years ago when they were the underdog, and now I just cannot like a Gonzaga team. I did hit a 5-team parlay, though, the other night.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice little payout.
Yeah, I did pretty good.
Sweet.
Did pretty good.
I'm going with UCLA.
Totally forgot I made it, and then the next day I saw that it won. And I
Got
was
a
like,
little alert.
I was like, wait a minute, did I? Wait.
Don't remember making that one.
No.
I could care less who wins, honestly. More interested in the WGC and next golf tournaments than
I mean, we can
What's
save
going
this
on?
for next week to talk about, but
and more Bears signings. You know,
oh yeah, 1-year contracts for veterans
Fuller already signed within like 12 hours of being
released.
gone.
Bye-bye.
He's like convulsing over there.
We could talk about it next week, but all these college basketball athletes wearing these not paid or something on their shirts here this week with thinking they should be paid by the NCAA for their talents.
Sure.
Well, amateurs now getting $750
Right.
in the golf course. So
Yeah.
pay those guys.
Golfers are getting paid. Golfers are getting that free golf equipment, right?
So
Yeah.
which my wife made a good point last night of, well, then take away their scholarships if they want to get paid.
It's a rabbit hole, it sounds like.
It'd be
PPPY right there.
interesting to see how it works.
In other news, Yuki's looking great. Trees going in, new trees.
Trees are going in.
Bunker work.
I think we could do a course update next Wednesday for sure.
Yeah, I
on
saw
everything
it.
Going on. We'll go into details on some of the projects that are going
It's only
on.
taken us. It's only been on the agenda the last 4 weeks.
I saw some tees
I don't
getting
want to
punched.
profile this program as just a Yuki thing.
I saw some tees getting punched this morning. There was a lot of work going on out there today when I left home.
We are punching holes just to get in front of all the work that is on the horizon right now. We are going a little earlier than normal, but rather be earlier than late.
Yeah.
So
All these bunkers better be ready by May 15th.
the bunkers will never be ready until bulldozers and dynamite.
And lining.
Or and lining. Yeah. Or,
Crushed courts.
or I win the lottery and it's Pappy National like we talked about last week. So, all right. Well, final thoughts of this week. Maybe you got another pick that you didn't make for the match play that you kind of like. I just can't get over some of these bigger names are going down. Bubba Watson kind of ran out of gas there, but Spieth I did see he pulled it out against Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, he seemed to be handling him most of that match. He was up 3 for what seemed like a lot of it.
Even with driver off the deck, above his feet, out of the rough.
Once you
And the
lose,
ball
once you
flight went-
lose today, you're done, right?
No,
No,
so
no.
they changed it a couple years ago. It's the pod system. That's
Yeah.
why you're in these 4-player pods, and then you're guaranteed. So the TV.
Oh,
Change this up,
I
'cause they
forgot. They
didn't want-
guarantee people 2 or 3 matches, right?
Well, no, you get 3 matches
Till
Yeah.
Friday.
until Friday, and then Saturday it's the Sweet 16
Yeah.
and the Elite 8 match, and then Sunday instead of doing the 36-hole marathon for the championship. Do you guys remember who the first winner of this was? The match play was the first $1 million winner on
Stuart
tour.
Apperly.
It was Jeff Maggart in the ping hat.
Didn't see that one coming.
Yep. Could be wrong, but that's what I remember. True story, but yeah. All right, final thoughts as we wrap this up, guys?
UCLA all the way for the
I don't
championship.
know where that's coming from. But final thoughts for me, just WGC. Like watching this tournament, getting to see all the different match play matches because I like match play. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Would you guys like to see more of a match play event at your club rather than like a league thing, like more of a
Well,
big bracket?
interesting that you bring that up because, I mean, we do a match play event at the Wunsh that our pro puts on, and then this is the
Season-long,
second
flighted.
year. Yeah, that's a flighted match play, and then this is the second year that we've done now. The guys are putting together a season-long match play that is not flighted. It's handicapped, 80% or something like that?
96.
Random draw.
Yeah, 96 players.
So that's what our club one is out at Lakes of the Four Seasons. It's handicap, a certain percentage of it. So like one time I was, playing a guy in his 70s, and he
Yeah.
played from a different set of tees. And it was a really cool way to meet different people in the club too.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fun. I met a lot of people I would have never met. And,
Yeah.
I think if maybe not 100% in the handicap, but I like 80%. I think 75% right in there. And if they play from a different tee, it's adjusted in the handicap.
Yep.
So
That's why.
everybody can say it comfortable. So you guys do your own thing in your group.
Say that again?
You guys do another like group match play thing?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
like 90
There's
some
90,
guys signed up.
96 guys signed up.
Yeah.
So
It's a big.
it's a
I don't
big,
know if
big,
we're
big,
allowed to.
big month.
Okay, yeah, let's not talk about that.
16.
Exercise. But my question is gambling license. Do you guys, is it one and done? You said it's a year.
One and done.
One
You
and
lose,
done.
you're out.
You lose, you're out.
And like, what kind of timetable? In case our listeners want to do something at their place, what kind of timetable do you have
I
to
think
play
we
your
got to
match?
start the first one here.
This is the whole season, so It
It'll
go-
probably end in October, if
La-
I had to guess.
yeah. Last year, I think we might have started this in like July.
But we didn't have as many guys. We had
Yeah.
Is
to-
it one guy
60.
doing this, or is it several guys kind of running this? This is a one-man show running this.
So
tournament?
basically, we had somebody volunteer. We had Hunter Carmichael volunteer.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to say
And WhatsApp kind of.
you guys kind of all owe
Collaborates
them a big cocktail
everything.
because this is going to be hurting cats when it comes to these deadlines.
Yeah.
Well,
Are
that's
there
gonna be
deadlines?
tough.
Is there a calendar set?
yeah.
You have to have your first round match
Yeah.
in by
Yep.
this date.
Calendar set. If the match is not played
I don't know what.
I
Beer
don't remember.
pong.
You signed me up.
They
I
play
don't
beer
even-
pong.
No, there's you forfeit if somebody can't play the match, then it's forfeited and that person wins. And if not, I don't remember what the rules were on it. But there's already a rule in place. If the match isn't complete, then it's something.
Yeah. Which reminds me, just talking about how those games get set up using WhatsApp and stuff. But another golf app that we should probably talk about sometime in the show is that Golf Genius app
Yeah.
for playing. I don't know if you've used that at all.
No,
or
I
not,
haven't. So I think next week we should wrap up the match play. Maybe a little Augusta's watch. Get ready
Yeah.
for that. And I would like to hear all about this Golf Genius thing.
It's a sweet app.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All free?
I think there's a small subscription in there.
Okay. Not too bad though.
$5, right?
Okay.
I don't remember.
Who knows? But it's just to give a little blurb. It's really, really cool, and it does live scoring, which you initially think that's kind of going to be a pain in the ass until you're playing and you're like, oh, this is
Then you want
this
it.
is sweet.
And everybody's on their
And you-
phone anyways.
Yeah, and you got 20 guys or more playing, and you can see
And
what
then you're not
everybody's
focused
doing.
on playing golf. You're just checking. the
I don't
leaderboard.
find that to be necessarily true, but your phone better be charged before you play.
Yeah, or you better have a battery case.
Now, can
Yeah.
you download this app on your iPad?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Oh, so you can kind of have it set up
In
by
the-
your
in the
windshield
cart,
and just kind of
just
do
punch
that
in.
and kind of watch the scrolling leaderboard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's kind of cool.
it is.
It's kind of cool. All right, well, I would look forward to hearing that from you from next week.
Sounds
exciting.
good.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna have to cut this. I gotta go actually put some more vinegar in my bucket. It's running a little low. I'm doing the 7-iron today.
His next favorite club.
For sure.
Looking for some more juice out of that 7
kinda-
iron.
Yeah, I
Kinda
need
like- is that
I
kinda
want to
like-
sauce it back.
Is that kind of like Trent Trump's 6-iron?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Sounds illegal. But thanks a lot. This is a lot of fun. And thanks again. If you guys are looking for a place to play, Mini Menez.
Yep,
is
check it
definitely
out.
sounding
Check it
good.
out.
All right. Thanks a
See you
lot,
guys.
guys. Talk
Thanks,
to you later.
everybody.